happened to DevBot anyway? Wasn't he supposed to come back for
Doesn't
this
she strike
show?
you as like not Brandy Rhodes?
Well, he's dead.
She's...
We melted him down to try to make our own graphics cards since they're still hard to find, and I would say he's in a better place. But I played Cyberpunk 2077, and he's not.
Ooh, that's pretty dark for the start of the show.
Or nostalgic.
Randy
But
Boats.
none of that matters because the show actually took place in a parallel reality.
All right, so you're telling me there's actually a multiverse?
According to the writers who told me this 5 minutes before we went live, I am saying there's a multiverse.
All right.
We're now apparently on Earth 3, which is not to be confused with E3.
Maybe it's like
the show is still happening.
Brandy Rhodes mixed with Ember Moon.
We are so thrilled
Maybe
to be
it's
back as a
Brandy
part of this
Moon.
weekend full of celebrations of gaming,
Ember
and
Rhodes.
putting the spotlight on something near and dear to our hearts: PC gaming.
And so, without any further ado, it's time for my favorite part.
Rated M for mature.
Yeah. Although if she was related to Ember, I don't think she'd be able to even pull off that little promo they just did. Ember's son.
The world was subjugated by chaos.
Cold Sun. Cold Sun. That could be her name.
Endless droves of horrors trespassed into the world.
Yeah, of course it's gonna get real quiet as soon as I fix the volume.
And so came the solstice of souls.
I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit.
It's coming.
Between death and transcendence, a chimera chooses death.
Jeez.
Show us what you got!
We have a whole new world to forge.
May the judge have mercy on your souls.
Wait, what? There's no way. There's no way this is Berserk. It looked kind of like Berserk for a second, though. It's like Neo Berserk.
You're here with me.
Berserk 2099.
As long as we are together, we're not going down. They wanted yet another monster. They shall have one.
It looks like Berserk, though.
You must resist it!
Solstice. I was about to say, man, they're making a super Berserk. I don't know if anybody in here knows what Berserk is. Does anybody in here know what Berserk is? Let me tell you, Berserk, it's held a place near and dear to my heart for many years. Actually, just sold my mini figures. I had these mini figures. They were like this big, and they were super duper rare and exclusive. I sold them for over $100, and I only had like 6 of them. Wish I wouldn't have at this point. You gotta get that cash. Yeah, it looked kind of like Berserk though, right? Guts. Oh, that's a person they should have put in like Killer Instinct. Rotwood. Early access. Uh-oh. Don't do that. Don't go into early access.
My
You'll never get
patchouli
out.
ran off.
Oh, my favorite shirt is ruined!
Don't do
I'm
the
also not
Fortnite.
satisfied.
Ooh, bus caps. Oh! Did you ever watch the anime? The Berserk anime? That stuff was just, it's life-changing, I feel. I feel it's like a life-changing anime. It's not your normal anime, dude. It'll definitely test you a little bit. It's mature. knock him into a portal. Yeah, the game, at least the only game I know about was on Dreamcast. It was pretty good. It was kind of repetitive. It was almost like a Devil May Cry game, but just with less like swag to it and stuff. Pretty cool though. Wizards. Not in Spherical.
You just saw
Wizards.
Tactical Breach Wizards, a turn-based game of sorcery and SWAT team
Hey,
strategy
welcome
from the
back,
makers
Randy
of Gunpoint
Bodes.
and Heat Signature. My strategy, personally, is very simple.
Hey, it's
Breach,
it's
bang,
Temesi's
clear,
computer. Look,
magic
it's
missile,
glowing.
dramatic
It's
flourish,
got the
abra,
bands and everything.
Cadaver. Get it? Cadaver. Dead body. Next, we have a solution to the
Temesi's
age-old problem
$2,000
of not having
computer.
time to read and play video games. Just do both at the same time, obviously. Star Wars Industries has you covered with their sci-fi thriller inspired by Stanislaw Lem's novel, The Invincible. So here's your first look at the first ever gameplay footage.
Uh-oh. Got the premiere. World exclusive right here. Nah, I don't need this. Do you have a liquid cooled stuff going on? I have liquid cooled.
You. What have you done?
Turn off ads.
Where are you taking me?
You came here yourself. So what are you expecting, huh?
You've set up a field camp down there.
Yes.
So I didn't expect you to have a second one here.
Really?
Sit here and don't dare move.
What's the best looking game you guys have ever played personally? Not ever seen, but ever played personally. What do you think is the best looking game you've ever been able to, like, control yourself? Gosh, me personally. Heck yeah, Dreamcast. Dreamcast was awesome. I want to get a Dreamcast. I want to be able to stream some of the older
The
games
radiation
with you
level
guys.
is growing rapidly. It's starting to get interesting.
I'll pretend I didn't hear
This
that,
game looks
Doctor.
pretty good, actually. Gosh, at the time, I would say, I mean, Rage had just incredible graphics at the time. When I first played Rage, I was like, this is the best graphics. There was a time where Gears of War was the best graphics.
I located the mobile antimatter
Maybe
cannon.
God of War?
Another one.
Ah,
How many of
man.
those did they... Is it active?
Dead.
Until Dawn was the best graphics for a
Admire your
second.
composure.
Witcher 3? Really?
Wait, someone's here.
Witcher 3? Oh, but you're playing on PC. Yeah, maybe. Knights of the Old Republic? Real? At the time, yeah. Knights of the Old
They're
Republic
dead.
was... Oh, man, I remember
So
that
you
game
found
so
someone.
much. I wish that wouldn't have got ruined for me.
Such unpleasant
Ever tell you guys the
discoveries are
story of what
indispensable to the
happened?
mission.
I was working at GameStop, and,
I didn't let that thought get to me. I was counting on
my
this
job, I
meeting
got
very
more
much.
hours than like the third
was.
PE manager,
It
and the
could have
third
been
PE
another
manager was
abandoned
really
place,
into
but
Star
not
Wars, so he
this.
beat
But
that game
what
in like
exactly?
less than a week
That's a
or
good
something.
question.
And he came into work and he just literally spoiled the whole ending. He's like, "Oh, you know that part where this happened?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man." I'm like, "What?"
I'm getting into the
You
recorder.
did not just spoil this freaking game that I'm like 10 hours into right now. He's like, "Oh, sorry, man. I'm just really excited." Yeah, Red Dead Redemption
we
2
have
does
here?
have incredible graphics.
Uh-huh.
Heck yeah.
They made their way through with a beam of antimatter.
Both KOTOR and Xbox.
Did you locate this passage?
Another really good looking game that's on Xbox around that certain feel is
I'm looking at it now.
Jade
It appears
Empire.
to hold several meters in
Jade
diameter
Empire is a
and
good looking
several
game.
dozen meters
It's
long.
not overly
When the pandemic
cinematic,
hit,
like,
businesses anticipated that the COVID recession
it's
is
not
coming.
overly
They thought
realistic, but it's got a very succinct style and a distinct style. I like it. Jade Empire was looking cool.
Yes, sir. Do you hear me?
Gosh, man, what else
Yes.
was just killing it?
My head feels like it's bursting
when
from pressure.
Killzone, the one that was on PS4, what was it called? Killzone...
Can you continue?
Yes. I'm better now.
Ascension or whatever. Whatever the one was like a launch title for
Actually, there's
PS4.
nothing here
That game
I
had
haven't
some
seen
pretty
before.
good graphics.
There are a lot of metal bushes
Forza,
that
yeah.
were near our camp.
Mass
The lower
Effect,
parts of the
yeah,
bushes
Mass Effect
are-
killed it. I don't
how
know
to
about,
put it?
yeah, I don't know about graphics wise, but
Fruitless.
there was just so much to it that it's almost like it did have the best graphics. Oh, the Resident Evil remake. Resident Evil 1 remake? Oh my goodness, those
This
graphics.
robot looks like it has
When
started
that
its
game came out, I was
task
like,
and got stuck.
What task?
This is one of the robots
yo,
carrying
at the
containers
time,
with
the
research
Resident
material.
Evil remake.
Took the
Oh
container,
my.
but never left that place.
That was
Why do you
hotness.
think it's stuck?
Well, it goes in circles using the same path. The robot's gone,
You must have broken his loop.
but I
You got
didn't.
4 Mass Effects for
Must have
36
done
bucks.
something.
Wow.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Follow.
Death Stranding looks good too. It's got some like cartooniness, but heck yeah. When it really comes down to the character models and the open world and everything, yeah.
Getting up.
Heck
What, a
yeah.
robot?
No.
Death Stranding looked really good looking
Come on,
game.
Yasna.
And I've never even seen it on PC or anything. Oh,
Yasna, are you alive?
Yes, it's fucked up the
dude,
robot.
this game is scary right here.
What's it doing now?
Dude, getting all 4 Mass Effects for 36 bucks is an incredible value. You're dead.
Take care of our people, Novik.
No, you're dead.
It's time to take a
Mass
pit
Effect
stop
series is
at the
incredible.
nearest dungeon to prove that chivalry isn't dead. And if you think I emphasize
Oh,
those
here we
words
go.
weirdly, you're right. And it'll all make sense momentarily when you see these next 4 games, especially when you hear from our friends at Tripwire Interactive.
Oh, you know
For
who's
all
been
that
killing it
beautiful footage.
recently? NetherRealm. NetherRealm's been doing a good job with their games, like the new Injustice
You don't
games and a
have
new
what it
Mortal
takes.
Kombat games.
You'll be
They're doing a
back here
pretty dang
too
good job with those
scared to try
graphics.
again. 'Cause the
I mean, you can see the
dungeon will
pores
turn
in
you into
Superman's
lunch
face
meat,
and stuff.
unless you're way
The new
tougher than
Injustice
you look.
and the new
We got the
Mortal Kombat,
guns,
very
turrets,
graphically impressive.
the upgrades. But what you really need is guts and skills. Grab your posse and say your prayers.
Dragon Age Inquisition. I couldn't do it.
Be the
That's right.
first to play.
I played a lot of that on my YouTube channel.
To give your feedback. Do you have what it takes?
Endless Dungeon. Assassin's Creed. Oh man. When my Xbox. Hey, Max Verstappen.
Welcome to F1 Manager 2022.
When my
the
Xbox
ultimate
360
F1
red ringed on
Putting
me,
you
all
in
I
the
had
position
was
of team
Assassin's
principal
Creed,
at one of
so
the 10
I
current
played
F1
that so
teams,
much I loved
battling
it.
it out for a chance to
They
be
did
the next
such a
world
good
champion.
job with that first Assassin's
Choose
Creed.
your team and drive every decision that leads to you
Gasly.
making your mark on the grid, and hopefully
Look at this.
a podium. Winning championships
little
depends on
follow-up.
your ability to make the right calls on and off the track. During races, you'll mastermind strategy, plan tyre stints for each driver, and make changes on the fly when necessary. Issue driver callouts, such as instructing them to attack or defend, manage their tyre wear and battery usage, or even to avoid battling a teammate. All while reacting to dynamic events like race incidents and fluctuating weather and track conditions. Between race weekends, you'll control every detail of your team from your state-of-the-art headquarters. Hire best-in-class staff to work across your aerodynamics and engineering teams and put them to the task to develop your car and prepare new parts for upcoming races. Optimize your finances to keep the board happy, improve and maintain your facilities, and scout talent from F2
This game's
and
called
F3
Temezi's
to try and
Creed.
ensure future success. They say knowledge is power, and keeping a close eye on a plethora of realistic data will help give you the edge. From the finer details of how car parts affect overall performance, to a track's expected grip level, to the condition of your wind tunnel, how you analyze the data and choose to spend your resources will make or break your progress.
They had to go they're like, man.
I'm a pretty boy, I'm stunning.
A monster was attacking, but the team remained calm. Because with Miro, they could problem solve.
Miro?
You'll find depth and detail and abundance.
Miro's
even
gonna save
down
us
to
all.
real-world team radio messages between drivers
Miro's
and
gonna save
engineers,
us.
and race commentary from David Croft and Kareem
Miro
Chandler.
saves us.
While broadcast-style presentation showcases 2022's striking
play
new
the
car
games I
design
own more
with
often.
real trackside and onboard camera angles.
I feel like
sleek management menus
the
and
most
intuitive
important
controls
things
will
is
drive
the most
immersive
important thing
F1
about
fantasy
gaming is to
home
play what
as
you're
you plan and
actually
execute the
inspired to
perfect
play,
strategy
like what you
in
feel
F1
like
Manager
playing.
2022.
I feel like that's
Pre-order the
such a
digital
great
version now
feeling.
for early
Such a
access
great
from August 25th.
experience when you're inspired to play something and you just can't wait to play it. I think that's the best. I've had that feeling with Elden
everyone,
Ring.
after one
I had
year
that
of Chivalry
feeling
2,
with
we've more than doubled
the
the size
Quarry
of the game,
recently.
and now we're excited to
I've
bring even
also
more
had that
knights onto
feeling
the
come back
battlefield.
to me when it
Because
comes
today,
to something
right
like
now,
Street Fighter
Chivalry 2 is
or
out
like
on
some
Steam
fighting
with
games.
crossplay between all platforms. This is our biggest update to the game yet, and it brings
Uh,
players to an
Final
all-new
Fantasy,
desert
things
theater
like that.
of war.
Like
and
I've
best
had,
of all,
like,
brings
I think
us
it's most
horses
important
into
you play
Chivalry
what
2
you
and
feel
mounted
like
combat.
playing, and not
We want to
just
thank
play
our
a bunch
community
of
for
stuff
making the
that
game
people
the
tell
success
you
that it's been so far. And if you haven't
what's
played it
gotta
yet,
be
now is the
played.
best time to check out Chivalry 2. Take a look at our new
Hey,
trailer
this is
that
the
shows
game
off
where
the new update
confused
and
ones
Snowsian Invasion.
like hit somebody in the head with their friend's head.
This rebellion
I don't know,
is at
man.
an
It's like,
end.
it just feels so good to play a game that you've been waiting
sweet
for,
to
and you
the
couldn't wait to get
strong
home. You've been thinking about it all day.
This land is mine. Now Denocia rises from the south.
Let's play the older games I grew up on. What's your favorite game ever?
Drove the dogs back into the desert. Their forces will crash and break against the bulwark. If the wall falls, we must retaliate. Ready the ships! Long has Denocia remained safe from my fury.
Oh,
no
good.
more. They dare to strike out at us.
Dude, your horse has
Their
combos.
city will fall.
The OG Ninja Gaiden on NES. Oh, really? You can beat
Their
that?
knowledge will burn. My reign will never end.
Yo, whoa.
Hi everyone, I'm Phil from Sweet Bandits, live from Quebec City. Really glad to be here today for the PC Gaming Show. We'll be showing the first trailer for our game, Deceive Inc. It's a multiplayer competitive spy game where you get to use social stealth, high-tech gadgets, and powerful spy
Red Dead
abilities
Redemption
to try and get
for
the upper
the
end.
story to be as
We've had
good?
the chance of working with Tripwire Presents on the
something where
project,
if
so
you
this
just
is
play
only
that
the
game,
beginning.
it'll still
Please
be
follow us
as
on social
epic,
media
or
at
do you
Play
need to
Deceiving
know the
learn more.
backstory and
We'll be
stuff?
releasing the game in early 2023 on PC, Xbox Series S and X, and PS5. Thank you so
Because,
much.
man, if it's
and
really that
let's
good,
enjoy
I
the
gotta
trailer.
do it.
Good afternoon, agents. Your mission is simple. Infiltrate the frozen coral underwater hotel and retrieve the blueprint of a powerful weapon. As you know, Deceive Inc.'s company policy is to deploy multiple agents to ensure the mission's success.
Three, but not one. One's
But
so
only
tough,
one will get the
man.
paycheck.
I had that
Do
game, and I was
whatever
like,
it
what's
takes,
going
agent,
on
and be
here?
careful out there.
Try your best. Let's see if it's enough. Booyah! Ka-ching!
Gosh, my favorite game ever.
Come on,
It-
they can't be this fast.
Oh, now this is tough.
And they thought it was secure. In the end, I am victorious.
They're really not gonna make it
I'm
easy.
trying to think of it in terms of like if there was one game I could play just forever. Or like, what if I had to have only one game I could play forever? What would it be?
Right on target. Outskilled and outgunned.
It can't end like this.
Target acquired.
Storyline game brings the feels. But yeah, but do you have to know what happened in Red Dead Redemption 1 though?
Really?
Like if you haven't beat the first one, and will it still be as good?
Mission complete.
X-Men Legends 2 forever. No, you don't have to. X-Men Legends, man. That's purity right there. You know what's a really good game that didn't need to be good? X-Men Origins Wolverine, the video game. That game was better than the movie.
Let me ask you something. Do you ever have a reoccurring dream that you really wish would come true? I mean, mine personally involves a flight of unicorns and a Valkyrie army on Pegasuses, but you know, yours may be different. But, you know, somehow I doubt it. This year, we've partnered with the PC builders at iBuyPower to bring a very different dream to life. My dream PC.
Like, I used to have a cut and dry favorite.
Unfortunately,
but, like,
there's bad news for me. I don't get to keep it. But very good news for one of you. We're going to be giving the entire contents of this room away to a lucky winner watching the show. So let's dive in and see what's up for grabs. The beating heart of any PC gaming dream room is, of course, the rig. So let's start there.
The rig.
As you can see, the mad geniuses at iBuyPower have built an absolute doozy. The first thing you'll notice is that Height Y60 case with its wraparound tempered glass panels. This thing is built from the ground up to display the sickest PC tech you can squeeze into a desktop machine. And let's face it, if you've managed to bag a serious graphics card in these dry times, you owe it to the Silicon gods to show it off properly. Okay, the case and lighting looks dope, but for this to be a true dream PC,
it's a great game.
More than just state-of-the-art.
Have you ever played it?
Luckily, the substance matches the style. So let's check out the guts of our dream PC.
I knew it was
and
way
trust
better
me,
than a movie
there's plenty
tie-in
of
should
power
ever be.
crammed in. The big question, though, is what pixel pusher iBuyPower has used, and you won't be disappointed with an overclocked RTX 3090 from Gigabyte, right?
Yo.
This 24GB monster of a GPU packs the cooling to stay chill and the power to smash through any game you throw at it. The graphics card is the rig's MVP, but any superstar needs some dope backup. And the fastest gaming CPU around, the Intel 5.5 GHz Core i9-12900KS with 32 GB of DDR5 RAM and 2 TB of seriously fast SSD storage, both from AData, makes up the perfect support team.
This PC is looking
that
great.
is a whole lot of PC. But Mika, you may greedily wonder, what about the peripherals? Well, animal lovers, we got you covered. Because the Height Eclipse wireless headset comes in plush vegan leather trim with a 30-hour battery life and competition-grade 2.4 GHz connection. And you noisy typers are going to love the clicky-clacky mechanical keyboard that comes with it. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
I would regret
RGB? Well, of course! The keyboard and mouse both light up like Atlantic City on a Saturday night. And yeah, you can turn it off so you can actually get some sleep. You can find out more about this gear feature today over at iBuyPower.com, but I know what you really want to know. The info on how to win this beastly setup. So here are the details.
Thanks, Mika. Yes, folks, it couldn't be easier to enter our Dream PC giveaway. For your chance, just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc and follow the simple instructions. There, you'll find a complete breakdown of the prize, which, don't worry, also comes with some very swish monitors as well as the eligibility rules. Good luck, gamers.
That is right. Just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc for your chance to win. But for now, let's get back to
guess
the
I've
games.
played Street
From
Fighter more than
Interactive
anything.
and A44 Games comes Flintlock, The Siege
be,
of Dawn,
I like
an
Soul
action
Calibur.
RPG from the team behind
Soul
Ashen,
Calibur's
where gods
incredible.
and guns collide.
Man, oh no.
When the gods first emerged from the great below,
oh, we've already seen this
we
trailer.
saw them as saviors.
We've already seen this. It's the ethnically diverse heroine
Cody's
with her
willingness to go the extra mile made such a
blue
difference.
cat thingy.
That's what we trained for.
Embrace fast heartburn relief with Tums.
I guess it would be God of War Ghost of Sparta. That's my favorite game ever. God of War Ghost of Sparta. That's probably my favorite game ever. I remember playing that game and just being like, what the heck? I like Crisis Core a lot too. Freaking Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. Gosh, man, it's so tough to narrow it down.
Hey, PC Gaming Show. I'm Derek Bradley, the CEO of A44 Games and creative director of Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Flintlock is set in a world ruled by old gods, and so as humanity, you now have the power of black powder and bombs and flintlock rifles to finally overthrow the gods and take the world back. You'll play as Nor, a Blackstream sapper, one of the elite explosives experts of the Coalition forces.
There's another one that's
Nor herself
really
has a personal vendetta against the gods and will stop at nothing to get her
another
revenge.
PSP one. There's
But
Ghost
you won't
of
be going it
Sparta
alone.
and there's like
Nor brings firepower. Her fox-like companion Inky brings magic
what's
to
the
the
other one
battlefield.
called? There's
You
Ghost
will
of
have
Sparta
to master
and
a
there's
combination
the
of
other
axe combat and gunplay, while your companion Inky uses his magical powers to disrupt enemies. We can't wait to show you more of Flintlock before it's released next year. Head over to our socials for more info, and don't forget to wishlist now on Steam and Epic Game Store. Have a great show.
Coming up next, a mysterious new sci-fi game from 11-Bit Studios, the creators of This War of Mine. Hear all about it in our exclusive interview. We'll also show you what's next for Outriders from Square Enix and People Can Fly.
Oh, nice. We get an Outriders
Plus,
update.
if you look back on high school and think, you know, those 4 years would have been better if I was fighting literal demons, you're definitely going to want to study up on our next world-exclusive
I like
independent game
Catherine a
inspired
lot
by the
too. I've
Persona
never beat
series.
it though. That game,
Choke your health
Catherine,
potions
is
now
so
because
good.
there is so much more PC gaming show coming your way.
I love that game.
Before we go,
Catherine.
the
That
folks
game,
at Compass
Catherine,
Data
is
Centers
so
have a little
close
quiz
to,
for
like,
you.
the
How
perfect
much higher
anime
is
game.
5G's data capacity compared to current 4G networks? Scan this QR code and answer the question for a chance to win $500 worth of stuff from Razer.
Dang.
Or visit gaming.compassdatacenters.com. Okay, now back to the PC Gaming Show.
Ready to game the system? Meet Mana. You slay. You achieve. You win. So should your bank account. Because your power shouldn't stop when the game does. Mana is the best gaming rewards debit card where you can earn perks and points by paying and playing and get rewarded with the things you actually want, like that skin you can't wait to show off or your next gear upgrade. So why pay any other way? Pay with Mana. Pay with power. Mana. Game the system.
So I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes. It's time to talk about The Alters, the brand new game from 11-Bit Studios. The Warsaw-based studio made us cry in this war of mine, make difficult choices in the face of climate apocalypse in Frostpunk, and battle encroaching corruption in Children of Morta. The Alters sends us to the deepest, darkest reaches of space, in a survival story that is guaranteed to give you an existential crisis, in a good way. This is a really big moment for this year's show. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'd say probably God of War, Ghost of Sparta. There's another one too. I forgot what it's called though. It's also on the PSP. I loved Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. The first Metal Gear Solid. Gosh. Soul Calibur 2. There's so many games that I'd have to list as my favorite game ever. I don't even know. But I would definitely say that it's Ghost of Sparta or the other one. There's another one. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? You probably shouldn't have left your room. It's always the ones who wake up in a hospital, leave their room, and then they end up in the middle of Walking Dead. Or they end up being the Walking Dead. Chains of Olympus. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, I know, man. I forgot the name. Is this Temezi people singing? Oh no. Wait, that's him. Whoa! It's a bunch of hymns. Uh-oh. Temezi woke up to a bunch of Temezi people. Hello. You look like me. We are all me. We're a family. technically. Better way to wake up. People looking like you. Whoa. Altars? Altars. Altars. Add to wish list. Add it to your wish list. Don't worry about the gameplay. We'll figure that out later. You wish list it now because of this trailer we showed you with no gameplay.
Joining us now to talk about what we just saw all the way from Poland is Tomasz
Oh, that was
Kasiewicz
Poland.
of 11-Bit Studios.
It
Welcome to
sounded
the PC
kinda
Gaming
like
Show,
Temezi
and
people.
thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Okay, there is a lot to unpack there. We got clones, we got this huge wheel. Tell us, what did we just see?
Well, first of all, these guys were not exactly the clones. We saw Jan, our main character, who's traveling with a group of the Altars, who are the alternative versions of the same person. And they are going through this distant alien planet in their mobile base, which was the wheel you saw at the end.
So what's the player's goal as they're progressing through the story?
So you are a space builder stranded on this distant planet, and your goal is to survive and find a way back home. But the thing is, in order to do so, you need to create those altars, as each one of them have different set of skills and character traits. So these are things necessary for your survival and finding a way back home.
When you
So
die,
from the trailer, tonally this could be a horror, a thriller, a mystery. What should players expect?
Actually, there are bits of everything you mentioned. Like, there is this mystery as we're looking deep into the soul of the character. But what you find there can also be pretty scary. So there are those beats of psychological horror.
There's another
and
game
drama.
like that too, where
But
you're like.
then on top of it, we have
really
this quite
creepy
thick layer
shell?
of surreality. I mean,
Mortal
how surreal
Shell.
would it be
Mortal
to
Shell.
one day, you know, wake up next
There's
to
a game called
a
Mortal
little
Shell that's
different
like that.
alternative version
And then
of
there's
your very self.
high-tech version
Now, there's a
called,
quote that
like,
you shared with me earlier, that man
Super
cannot remake himself
Quantum
without
Death or
suffering,
something.
for he is
I
both the
forgot what the
marble
name
and
of
the
it is.
sculptor. How does this quote relate to the story?
So this quote, it relates directly to the main theme of our game. We as people, we are shaping ourselves every single day with every single decision that we are making. This process, the whole process of becoming who we are, it can be quite painful at times. But in our game, Jan, the main character, he has this unique possibility of not only shaping himself, but also reshaping himself and numerous times.
What's it called?
With
It's called
every
like
single
the
altar
Conduit.
that he
I think
is
it's called
creating.
the Conduit.
Do you
No,
see
no,
this
no.
as more
Conduit's
of
the
a
game
classic
on
sci-fi
the
story,
GameCube, I
something
think.
like a Ray Bradbury
It's
work, or is it
something
something
like
more
that, though.
contemporary?
Well, it is very classic sci-fi in a way that we are taking a relatable topic.
It's called Surge.
We are
It's
using
called
the sci-fi
Surge. That's what it's
theme.
called,
We are
the
using the
Surge.
sci-fi setting to look at it through,
there's even a
through
sequel
the
to it.
magnifying lenses.
It's called Surge.
But then when we're choosing the tools, this is a very contemporary game, and we're taking advantage of what video games are as a medium. So we're using tools like systematic design and nonlinearity in order to put the players in the middle of the experience, and in the end allow them to create their own stories inside the game.
I wanted to ask a little bit about the relationship of your previous titles to the Altars, whether there's any narrative or themes or even just influence that those games had on this one.
Well, the Altars is purely 100% our game, 11-Bit Studios game, and it's created in line with our meaningful entertainment philosophy. So it's a game we hope that it will make you think even after you stop playing it. This War of Mine was this first huge milestone. It paved the way for all the future titles.
Wow, they made
and
that
with Frostpunk, it was taken to another level with this strong focus on the emergent narrative. And now with the Altars, we want to follow that path, but we also really want to push the boundaries even further and expand on how we approach meaningful topics inside the design of our games.
More denim.
Thanks so much again to Tomasz and the whole team at 11-Bit Studios for joining us this year. And while I try to find enough Rubidium to make it through day 1 to 8, let's head on over to Mika Burton and keep things rolling like a massive space station.
Thanks, Day9. Honestly, I need to
Hey,
look
it's
into
Randy
getting myself
Boats.
cloned so I can make time to play all of these awesome games we've seen so far. But I'm also like legitimately worried about having to eventually fight my clone in single hand-to-hand combat when they steal my life, making me wonder if I was the clone all along. Is it really worth it for video games? Yeah, no, it's totally worth it for video games. Anyway, that's a problem for future Mika. Present Mika is much more interested in what you all have been saying about the show so far. So keep letting us know your thoughts by using hashtag PC Gaming Show on all platforms. Now, let's get back to the real reason all here. Cloning. I mean video games. Video games.
Let's go. What's next?
It's time to unleash
Perfect ad placement.
new neon bunch of balloons. They're brilliant from Zuru.
Balloons? With water in them? What a brand new invention. Outriders? Looks like Outriders. Oh, I like this song. Yeah, this is Outriders. It's gotta be. Dude, Outriders starring freaking... Oh my goodness. Starring Nightwish. Outriders starring Nightwish. Starring Flora Jensen as the super over queen. This looks like something we saw earlier. It's the same one? Oh, I'm trying to sell you something. How much it costs? Give me that. Outriders DLC, the Nightwish DLC. I'm down with that. It sounds like it could be the beginning of a Nightwish song right here. The beginning of that song.
Sure. When Tiny Build lets you open your own medieval potion shop, you get hailed as a master alchemist. But when I do it, I get a sternly worded letter from my landlord about how my cauldron violates our lease agreement. Whatever, it's his loss. But more importantly, folks, we promise you the maximum amount of games humanly possible, and we aim to deliver quite literally.
What's this? Super sloth from underground. A giant mole, it's a mole. Oh no. Wait a minute, oh yeah. Oh. Foxes busting cats. Busting cats. Busting cats and cats. We got a cat busting cats. Dude, they're shooting the mole. They're trying to put holes in the mole. Let's freaking go. It's time to be the best.
Heads up, I put the pedal down. Arms out while wait, I'ma get him now. Headshots, take a nap. If you take what's mine, I'ma take it back. On the highway of life.
This gameplay? Dude, if this is gameplay, oh, okay, I was about to say. You play with cards. I like the beats. Yeah. Nitro Kid. Play free demo. Okay, that was clean for Steam. I must say that was intriguing.
Before your eyes lies the Celestial Islands, a world of peace above the clouds, protected by 4 great houses.
reminding me of that Jade Empire right now. It's hexagons. It's cards again. Cards and spaces. Jeez, man. Kenshi. Partial nudity. Cover your eyes. Guys, I need permission slips.
We must reach out to explore the unknown. Our team of experts is presently probing the deep sea in a struggle against the yoke of overregulation. These security and defense innovations allow you to shrink any problem down to size.
Everyone go on Midnight Suns, I know, right?
Obliterating the enemies of progress.
I really hope we get to play that
together. These victories go to our heads.
Midnight Suns and Diablo are my most wanted multiplayer games.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because every 5K and all-day dance party starts the night before. And the Sleep Number 360 smart bed.
Did they even care?
And
like,
now
whatever,
it's
leave
time to
the
give
ads
you an exclusive
wherever.
briefing on what's next for one of PC gaming's titans of modding, simulation, and scale, Arma 4. Last month, developer Bohemia Interactive kicked things off by releasing Arma Reforger on Steam in early access. This playable prototype will be a foundation for Arma 4. And with it playable on Steam now, we have a ton of questions about the future of Arma. I mean, after all, this is the series that helped birth the survival genre through DayZ. Oh, and also this other little niche genre you may have heard of called Battle Royale. To help us peer into the future for this project, we've got none other than Bohemia Interactive. Thank you so much for joining us. So as of right now, Arma Reforger has been out for about a month.
By the way,
what is it that you've been learning or seeing
Server don't
from
work
players?
at all.
At first, we've learned that players like Reforger a lot, and they appreciate
they
the
like
work we
Reforger
put
a
into it.
lot.
We also realized
they really, though?
like modding a lot, and they really view this as a key quality of our games.
DayZ.
And we are very pleased by the reactions of both our community and the new players who immediately started flooding internet with videos, playthroughs, and praise of our new technology. So we are very glad that the reception was so good.
So there's no doubt players who have been longtime fans of the franchise stepping into Arma Reforger, and I'm curious, what were some of the big challenges of rebuilding that specific Arma feel from the ground up in this brand new engine?
Well, it's a very tricky subject because even internally it's an ongoing kind of fight. So
you guys did this.
Myself,
you made this game
very
that
much
don't
on
work.
the very purist side of things. So no hard,
Maybe you should check
no
the
save
reviews.
games, no superficial helpers,
Yeah.
and this fight can get very intense even in-house. So
Is Poland
I'm the
again, or is
real
this,
Arma
is this
purist, and I'm
Temesiville?
on this for 25 years now. So
You
I
made
will
this-
keep fighting, but obviously this is part of the fun. So there's always never-ending battle. I think
Nah, it
2
sounds
years
a little
ago we
different
really
than Temesi
struggled
people.
to keep it,
Maybe this is
keep
Poland
it Arma
again.
and even internally preserve our own
Netherlands,
standards. So
something like
do
that.
it our
Doesn't
own way
sound like
rather than
Temesi people.
replicating what's maybe
Sounds a little
normal
bit
in
like
other
Temesi
games, because
people,
our
but
goal
not
is
much.
not to make the same game as all other games. So our goal is to remain unique.
I'm curious if you can speak to what the main goals of Reforger is, because it's a little
They're
unusual
checked.
compared to
Okay.
other releases. I mean, for
See?
instance,
I knew it.
how much content should a player expect if
I
say,
knew
they've been
this
playing
wasn't
Arma
your
3
fault,
for
Temesi.
years?
Our goals were, of course, to restart the series from a technological standpoint, really make room for some new achievements.
Did you ever play DayZ though?
State of the art, both in terms of how it looks like, how it's
There
controlled.
was
how it
another
can be
game
modded.
too. It was
It's important to
DayZ and
understand.
there was a different
It may look as a kind
I
of
played
normal
one
game
of
on the
them,
surface,
and
but there is a
I-
big
I
system
had
behind
both
it.
of
So
them,
just
but
the
I had
tool
like
suite is a massive tool
a
suite,
certain mode
never
on one
tested
of them,
by
and it was the one
large
where it was,
public.
like,
So it's
open world where you could go
premiere of
wherever
a
you
tool
wanted.
suite, and these tools are being built for nearly 5 years now. So
It
we
was
really
like-
need users
like
to start
stay
using
alive
them to
and, like,
keep
get
improving
killed.
and continue
I don't know.
building it.
Sorry to interrupt,
King of the
but we have
Kill
one
or
quick
something
question
like
from
that.
the Arma fans. Has Russia's
something like
invasion
that.
of Ukraine impacted your approach to Arma 4 and Arma Reforger, a game that depicts the Cold War?
DayZ was
Well,
just
yes,
Arma,
because
Arma mod,
it's
and when it
extremely
got
close to
popular,
us.
they made
We
it
even
standalone.
live in a
played
way very
DayZ a
nearby,
lot.
so definitely On the other hand, we started work on this many years ago.
I
so
played one
the direction
that was not the King of the Kill. I think it was like Stay Alive or something like that.
Conflicts
I played that one
conflicts
quite
with
a bit.
great level of
I'd say
respect.
at
We are
least like
still
30
at the
hours,
beginning,
40
but we
hours.
definitely would like to continue in our exploring this
H1Z1,
serious
yeah.
theme.
Okay, well, so,
Arma, as I see it,
God, I
has
don't remember
always
which
been
one I
a bit
played.
more of a
I have to look it up on
anti-war
YouTube.
game. It's an
One of those I
entertainment
played a
product.
lot.
That's fair thing to admit. On the other hand, given the topic, given our let's say,
I made up my own
maturity and
missions,
long
like
time
where
we
to
spent
go,
on
what
it,
to
and
do.
our ambition to portray it as a all very
am I
complex and
bollocks?
gritty thing. I would like us to
Switch,
contribute
come on,
by
man.
not just entertaining people, but also educating them on the subject. This was the whole point of starting the cooperation with the International Committee of the Red Cross, and I believe we have great potential, big responsibility in this era, and a very important chance to contribute at least a little bit to
Dax Harwood?
the good side of
Dax
things.
Harwood.
This would not be an interview about Arma unless we were asking about modding. I mean, so many amazing games and genres came from Arma mods, so I gotta know what's possible in Reforger.
I think that's
that wasn't
probably the one
possible
I
in the
got then.
past.
Now with this
I'll have
technology,
to
it's possible to create entirely different things, like entirely different games. It has so many variables, but the beauty now is that much more of it is user accessible, unlike the previous games. So people can easily digest how this is constructed in our workbench tools. So unlike previously where it was more hard-coded in the C++ engine, so now they can check the data of every single element of the game and go much, much deeper than in previous games. So this will be super exciting.
Now, I wanted to ask a little bit about performance, because anyone who's played Arma knows that it can get really challenging to get a good frame rate in those massive multiplayer matches. So I'm curious, what expectations should players have about performance leading into Arma 4?
Arma 3 was built on foundations laid down in times of single core and no GPUs basically, so this time much more computations and intensive rendering things can be done directly on GPU, but it required completely a new approach.
Again, we are in the beginning and we know that there are problems, there are difficulties, but we are solving them one by one. We are really gathering community feedback and even our own feedback, so we are moving things forward. And yeah, it's about optimization. It's not that much about FPS, but also for like network traffic, for instance. When you have this massive multiplayer game, it's a huge challenge. Server performance, of course, and all the technical things. So we are moving forward.
Thank you so much again, Bohemia Interactive, for giving us the inside scoop on both Arma Reforger and Arma 4. Now, you don't go anywhere, because here is what's around the corner.
Just around the corner in the PC Gaming Show, prepare to experience terror ranging from the subaqueous to the subconscious with the latest from Shiro Games. Hold on to your butts because front-end development spared no expense on the new Jurassic World Evolution 2 expansion, and get your crowbars ready for Half-Life Alyx Levitation, a special project from some very talented modders. Oh modders, what would PC Gaming be without you? While we're here, quick geography question. Which parts of the world use the most bandwidth for gaming? Answer this question for the folks at Compass Data Centers and it could win you a $500 Razer gift card. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter.
Last year, Shiro Games debuted War Tales at the PC Gaming Show, but the publisher has a lot more than its medieval sandbox RPG on the way. Up next, we'll hear what's up with Shiro's slate of projects, and stick around for the debut of two completely new games, Decarnation and Abyssals.
Hey everyone, thank you very much for the invitation, Mika. I'm James, and I can't wait to show you everything that we've got prepared for you today. So it's been a crazy couple of months for everyone here at Shiro Games, with Dune Spice Wars marking the most successful release in the history of the company, and it's entirely thanks to all of you. But today, let's look at Dune Spice Wars multiplayer mode. Up to 4 players can go head-to-head and free-for-all, 2v2, all work together in co-op against AI opponents. We're introducing new synergy systems between factions that will open a vast number of strategies to help you crush your opponents. Multiplayer will be available in Dune Spice Wars very soon.
Okay.
After 5 years and nearly 3 million units sold, Northgard's story finally continues.
3 million
In a new chapter set shortly after the events of the first campaign, Ragnarok has decimated the lands of Northgard. Long-standing alliances have been broken. Violence and betrayal now plague the continent. Forced to depart what they once called home, our heroes arrive on unknown shores and find themselves confronted by unfamiliar faces in a dangerous new realm. This Northgard expansion arrives this winter.
They had Dudley sales. You saw that? They had Dudley sales on the boat.
Stream cable-free live TV with new Spanish options available. YouTube TV. Try it free.
I saw it. They had Dudley sales. It's very important that people understand. Like, Dudley's been around for a long time, and people have been trying to give him props forever because they know.
And for all of our War Tales players out there, Cooperative is finally coming to our
Even
open
before
world
they
tactical
knew,
RPG.
they knew. You know?
You share food, gold, and camp with your friends. But you can split up to cover more grounds. Before every fight, devise the perfect strategy to overcome any threats that may stand in your way. But be careful in your approach, as one wrong move may lead to your group's demise. The co-op update will allow you to play between 2 to 4 players, and it will be available this summer.
Tales. Woo! Da-da-da-da.
So a few months ago, we announced Shiro Unlimited, a new publishing label created by indies for indies, and we are very proud to announce 2 new titles coming from the Shiro Unlimited family.
Oh, yo, this studio is turning out hits like this. I mean, maybe not hits, but they're
chance to start again.
They're turning out
To
games,
escape
man.
Earth's devastation.
They're looking pretty okay.
We used our limited resources to lay the foundations of a new life, deep below the waves of this strange new planet.
But soon, we realized it was not the dream world we had hoped for.
When faced against the darkness of the abyss, we found ourselves helpless.
Lost.
Isolated.
Abyssals. Uh-oh. Dang, these guys are putting out games. Whoa, what the heck? Somebody's trying to make the next homeworld Earthbound. Whoa. Decarnation. That's what she was talking about.
Thank you very much for sticking with us, everyone. We hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
That poster was crazy. Dang, Shiro Games has got some stuff coming.
You just saw why you were exactly right to be afraid of the ocean in Abyssals. And you confronted your inner demons in the retro dream horror of Decarnation. Next up, how do you rebuild a city in a world set after the collapse of civilization? Let's find out how by taking a look at I Am Future from TinyBuild.
Let's go. Life is seagulls. Bam.
Warning, hibernation aborted. Your total hibernation time was 6 years, 6 months, 5 days. Welcome to Eden, your new home.
I have no idea where the hell I am. But damn, this place is gorgeous.
Oh wow, this would be crazy. Is that The Sims in the future? I am future. I sim future. Why did the worm destroy?
Our forefathers conquered Caldaria and bestowed it upon us, a new generation, to share or spar over.
Our great houses seek to obtain the Emperor's favor, cultivating our lands and subjects to improve
Guys, we're
and
cultivating.
enrich the land, beginning with ourselves, of course.
Guys, we're cultivating. We gotta be cultivating. Are you messing up? Do you guys not know how to be cultivating?
Dominance can be secured through strength.
Get your stuff together, you know?
As well,
you don't know, you gotta get your stuff together.
Will you be able to build your legacy of power?
Join the great houses of Caldaria.
PC. I'm telling you, if you have the
And now,
cash, you
for
should
these next
definitely
trailers,
have a gaming PC.
It's true.
If you love games.
They do move in herds. That was so much. The thought process is simple. God creates dinosaurs, God destroys dinosaurs, man destroys God. Man creates video games to play with dinosaurs. But just
And
be
then
warned,
we all
one of these trailers
get
might come as a bit of a
destroyed by
shock to the
dinosaurs.
system.
I'm Feathersaurus! Feathersaurus, I flex on you. That must be something that really matters in the movie, because I don't think I've ever seen that before.
PC Gamer. Humans interfacing with computers for their own entertainment. The very notion disgusts me.
Look upon my works, foul creatures.
And weep at its magnificence. It is a beautiful day
You
on
saw it
Citadel
twice?
Station.
Dang, you liked it?
Humanity is on the verge of a new era. I, Shodan, am its new god. Look at you,
See what they're up
hacker.
to?
A pathetic creature of meat and bone. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine?
It was
You are
free.
an insect. You
Yeah, I heard
are
it's not good, dude. I watched the first, like, I'd say 40 minutes of the movie, and I just wasn't impressed. I was bored.
Flesh and steel into
I'm sure it gets good. I'm sure it gets better, but I'm just telling you my experience. I was bored. I felt bored. I felt cliched. I felt like it was a Hollywood movie. I didn't feel invested.
Their blood is on your hands.
I don't know how else to put it. I think that movie needs some
Suffer for
help.
your transgressions. These are my avenging angels, and they will have
Okay.
retribution.
Oh, man, I found it boring. But I only watched like the first 40 minutes. They're doing System Shock? Is it a remake? Dude, it's coming on PS4
What
and everything.
incredible
Whoa,
and frankly
they're
horrifying
doing
trailer.
System
Developed by
Shock.
Night Dive Studio, System Shock is the return of a beloved, acclaimed sci-fi saga.
Was
Today,
Justice
to take us
Smith in
even
the first
further inside
40
the world
minutes?
of System
Not
Shock,
that I saw.
am thrilled to welcome
I
the
would've
one and
absolutely
only
gave it
Warren
a
Spector. Thanks so much for
no-go
joining
if I
us,
would've
Warren.
saw him.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is gonna
If he's
be
in that movie,
fun.
then
In terms of trying to
it's
translate the
definitely,
experience of a game from 1994,
on its way
3
towards
decades
not
later
being
to now, what doesn't carry over well?
The first thing is the graphics,
Friends wanted to
obviously.
see it.
We
No,
did the
I'm
best
not-
we could.
You don't have to defend
but,
it. If you liked it, it's fine.
It was pretty primitive back then. And the
I
other
hope
one
people
is
are having
the
fun
user
watching these movies,
interface.
man.
If you look at
Just
when
to
the game
me,
opened,
it was boring for the first
original,
like 40
a
minutes,
help
and then I
screen
just
that
fell
came up,
asleep.
and it
I was like,
filled the
I'm done.
entire screen with text.
Actually, I didn't
It's
fall
just
asleep
like,
to it. I actually
I
just
don't know
ended it
how
and
they
then
did
went to
it
sleep,
like
and
that.
that's how you know
It's
something's
amazing.
just not
But
doing it. Normally,
frankly,
if
as I
something's
think
just
back
not
on
doing
it, the
it,
game
but it's
actually
almost
holds up
okay.
pretty
You could
well.
fall
I'm
asleep
excited to see
to
it
the
come back.
movie,
just
I literally
wondering if you
stopped
think
the movie
many
and
modern
then
gamers
fell
are
asleep.
aware of the
I was like,
impact
you know what?
that System Shock has had in
Bad
terms of
decision.
gameplay systems, in terms of narrative structure, on so many
Then I
games
went
that
to
came
sleep.
after it.
I'm
I
not
shut
sure
it down
people
before
see
I went
the
to sleep.
influence, which is
That's how you know you did it on
a little
purpose.
unfortunate. But I think the rest of the world is going to get the chance now to experience it.
Look at
And
this,
I
System
think they'll
Shock,
see
the
not just that
remake.
they're having fun playing this
That's
game,
awesome, dude.
but also
This is
see
one of the
that other
most
games following in its
influential
footsteps.
and
Nowadays, we walk around with
incredible
computers in our pockets. We're
freaking,
worried about the evil of algorithms. How do you
PC
think about a
first-person shooters
character
of all time.
like Shodan in 2022?
Showdown seems far
Let's
too
freaking
close
go.
to reality to me right now. And let's just hope that she doesn't show up as nasty a form as she did back in 1994.
Well, Warren, I wanted to thank you so much for joining us. And I want to let you know I cannot wait to return back to that world I played and enjoyed so much as a kid. Cheers.
Hey, I can't wait to return to that world. I forgot
Right?
basically the
Right?
fans know way more about the game than I do now, so it'll be a new experience for me too.
Thank you so much again, Warren Spector, for joining
Yeah,
us to
Lightyear's
talk
coming.
all things System Shock. I personally can't wait for the game to come out, though. It might completely ruin my sleep schedule, but before I spiral further, here are some more games to cram into your eyeballs.
Since the first pioneers changed the harshest aspects of our world, every generation has upheld the solemn promise of our forefathers.
Let me tell you what movie
That
is
the
good
rise
though.
of Titan would forever be
The
without
movie that everybody
history
needs to
or
see
life.
is called Top Gun Maverick.
Nothing from the solar system, but a
Okay,
lasting
Top
attitude
Gun
of
Maverick.
reason and justice.
Watch this movie.
Never off. It's how we live.
Okay, Top Gun Maverick. Temezi, have you seen that? Have you ever flown a plane, Temezi? Oh no, I remember. I think I asked Temezi this question, and he's like, oh, I couldn't fit in a plane. I think Temezi wanted to be a pilot, but he's so tall, like it wouldn't have worked out. I think I remember he told me
We
this.
have but a singular purpose: to establish peace and security for all.
Saw that twice on opening day, dude. Movie is fantastic. What did you
War
think of it?
between
Though?
Mars and
I thought it
Titan
was great.
devastated our solar system.
What did you think of
Lead
that
the
one?
survivors to Demarat, where you will continue Falling Frontiers storyline campaign in orbit of an alien star.
Yeah, I think Temezi wanted to be a pilot, but he's too tall. He wouldn't fit in the cockpit. I love it. See, Backinson knows. Yeah, that movie was great. It was so much better than I thought it was gonna be. That's true. See? I got some Temezi trivia. I know some Temezi trivia, man. Bob's Burgers, that's the movie that Panda wanted to go see. She was supposed to go with like her friend or something, but her friend keeps standing her up. Her friend was supposed to go with her to see Spider-Man, No Way Home, and also Bob's Burgers, but she keeps getting stood up. We're gonna have to make sure that we hook it up. Super people. Nice. Nice name
All
for a
right,
game.
gamers, good work. You've made it here to a site of grace, or a bonfire,
site
or a
of grace.
sculptor's idol, or a lamp. Make sure you're staying hydrated, replenish your potions, and most importantly, keep letting us know what games you're excited about using hashtag #PCGamingShow. I mean, personally, I can't wait to play The Altars. Ah, good. Now that we're all rested up, feeling good, it's time to enjoy a slice of that lovely cyberpunk life, courtesy of Nivalis, and experience the investigative horror of immortality, the latest from the mind of Sam Barlow.
Super people is just like Fortnite and PUBG mix, yeah. I mean, you gotta see that there's these people who are just trying to like catch on and be like, okay, we can make enough money to really just get the bills paid, get us a little extra money, and then we can. Oh, it's live action. Okay, now I gotta pay attention.
Does this work as a confession? Good work.
I'm telling. Uncover 3. What happened to Marissa Marcel? Immortality. I love these live action.
We can take a break.
Multiple choice games.
Take a break. No, we can go.
Some of my favorite games. I'm snitching like Snick 6'9". Me too, man. I'm not staying behind. I'm snitching
Hey,
like
boss,
6'9".
time to wake up. We got customers waiting. What do you mean you don't know where to start? Let's clean this place up. Move some chairs and tables around. We can make this place shine again. If the weather gets bad, we can grow some veg in the greenhouse. Once we start making real money, well, then you can rent that fancy new
Cyberpunk
apartment in
recently, I
Midtown.
really want to go back to that. Like, just download it brand new and see what the patches
If
have done
customers
for
are
it.
rude, just turn on the old
That
charm.
game just seems
or
like
water
such a
down their drinks.
Like it could
I'm
be
not
great.
your conscience.
You know, I just feel like it could be great.
This is a world to explore, to make stories, your stories. You ever look up at the clouds and wonder what's up there? Well, if you dream big enough, maybe you'll find out. Maybe we all will. Welcome to
I
Nivalis.
still have it downloaded. Did you beat it or did you stop playing? I actually stopped
Hi,
playing.
I'm Marco.
I got,
And I'm Roman.
I'd say maybe
At Ironlands, we are big
10
fans
hours
of
into
cyberpunk
it,
fiction
something
and
like
games.
that, and then
But we have our
stopped.
own ideas of what a cyberpunk world can be. This is a game in which you manage your restaurant, bar,
Stop
or
playing.
nightclub,
Yeah, me too.
take care of
I
the
just
staff, make
like
deals,
lost interest.
farm, and experience the stories of the
I
people
think
you
maybe
meet.
something else
Or
came
maybe
out
you just want to
too
take the
that
day off
kind of
and
made
go
it
fishing
harder for
at the
me
docks
to
instead.
really
Nivalis
care.
primarily uses voxel art for the
Play Gotham
environments.
Knights.
We spend lots
Gotham
of time
Knights was
creating
cool,
a unique
but,
atmosphere with high levels of detail
oh
and
my
dynamic
gosh.
elements.
I just have this weird
We are
feeling.
excited
Like
about
it makes
the
me,
cyberpunk world
it makes me
we're
feel like
making,
I'm
and we
watching
can't
like a
wait to see the
CW
choices
game
you'll
or
make
something.
and how you'll choose
We'll have
to
to
live
see
your
though.
life.
I don't.
When you
I'm
come
trying
visit
not
us
to
in
judge
Nivalis,
it too toughly.
You can wishlist
But
Nivalis
there's
now
just
on
stuff
Steam
about it
and the
that
Epic
doesn't
Game
look
Store.
quite.
Mana is the gaming
know,
rewards debit card
quite
that
as
puts the
hype as
power
I
back in the
wish.
hands of
I
players.
don't know how.
So with every quest you complete
We'll
and every
see.
purchase you make, you're earning for the rewards you actually want. We make it easy for you to
But
set
yeah,
up
I
and
do
start.
want to check it out.
Just
I
sync your
just-
favorite games to your Mana
I
account
love
and start
Batman
earning
so
real
much.
life
Batman's my
rewards the next time you
favorite.
play.
Any character
So why
ever.
pay any other way? Pay with Mana.
Besides, like
Pay with
some of the
power.
characters we've seen in the GWE,
Mana.
like it's my
Game
favorite
the
character
system.
ever, and it just sucks.
Get ready to overclock
that
your
he's
eyeballs
dead. It's
because
like
this
he's
next trailer
dead?
is coming in hotter than my
Alright,
computer
I
with 3
guess.
Chrome tabs open.
Couldn't he just be in a coma or something? Like, why's he got to be dead? So like he can be the main villain at the end or something. So you can make all these brand new people look like the heroes. Like, ugh. Yeah, it still looks fun and it still has pretty okay graphics. The combat does remind me of what I loved about the previous Arkham games and stuff. But I don't know. We'll see. Can't judge you though. That's just my feelings on it so far. Radio's Batman. You be Batman. What about D Batman? I'll be D Bat. What about D Bat? Hey, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you're enjoying the hangout. Hope you guys are liking the rundown of all the stuff that's happened today. And not having to watch it by yourself, dude. Trust me. Like, watching these conferences by yourself, it's okay, but it's so much better hanging out with people who you can bounce off of and see what their opinion is and share your opinion and like get their reaction to what you said. Like, it's so much better this way. And then on top of that, we got to see parts of Dominion, epic promos, great songs, race footage. I'm not talking about like black and white. I'm talking about people racing around the track tonight. You see that rhyme? That's why I'm the best. That's why I'm in my prime. Okay? mean, come on. That's why I put together Hangouts like this, and you guys just make it even better. Without you guys, the Hangouts wouldn't be as good. Every single person who is part of these things...
You just saw Demon School from Welsh developer Itsthegio.
Makes it
now,
better.
It's time to take a bit of a spooky transition. If you're at home, turn on all the lights in the room. Make sure the salt circle is unbroken, and check to see that your door is properly painted with sacrificial lamb's blood. Because things are about to get certifiably terrifying. Let's look at the H.R. Giger-inspired biopunk horror, Scorn.
Desolate and decayed. A grisly nightmare of macabre perception. Greetings. I'm your host, Doug Bradley, and I invite you to join me as we explore Scorn's mesmerizing labyrinth of odd forms and somber tapestries. You awake in the middle of a desolate hellscape filled with biomechanical contraptions, part flesh, part machine. An industrial civilization now lying in decay and ruin.
I was playing Valhalla.
A hidden fauna sleeps within the underbelly of the world, wanting nothing more than to be
you
left
loved Valhalla. Didn't you
undisturbed.
beat the whole game in like... It felt like you beat the game in like a week or two.
Has been carefully crafted.
You beat one of the most
Great
feature-rich and
everything is focused on building a specific
quest-rich
atmosphere.
games, and
From a unique organic ecosystem to an
in, like,
unsettling
2 weeks or
soundscape
something, like a week and a
created
half.
by Ithek and Lustmord. Scorn has no dialogue, so most of the storytelling comes
What?
from the environment, discovering the ever-present symbiotic relationships and
Best
how
Assassin's
things
Creed
are
ever.
connected equips you with the tools to progress. While there is
Really?
shooting within the
What do you
game,
think the second
Scorn
best is then?
is not a shooter. Every encounter must be carefully considered. A wrong choice could be deadly.
Could be deadly. A wrong
I
choice
hope
could be
you've
deadly.
enjoyed this glimpse into the twisted world of Scorn. The team at Ebb Software can't wait for you to uncover the secrets of this unique world as you experience Scorn firsthand this October.
What?
Are you prepared to unravel your inner self within Scorn's world of horror?
What the heck? I wish they would have had somebody, like, if they would have had that guy voicing it, but it had his voice kind of like alienized or something.
Now, while I've been delightedly playing Dune Spice Wars,
Sound
harvesting
like a
melange, and
normal
trying to
guy
figure out how to
telling you
pronounce
about a game that
Kwisatz
so
Haderach, it doesn't matter.
crazy.
I'm equally ready to turn hordes of Tyranids into a Jackson Pollock painting in Warhammer 40k
2
Space
or
Marine 2. In this
Origins
brutal
was so
third-person
good.
shooter,
Did
you
you
once
like
again step
Brotherhood?
into the oversized power armor of Titus, an elite Primaris Space Marine in a galaxy immersed in a never-ending war. To take us further inside the grimdark, I am joined by Tim Willits and Oliver Hollis, the creative director, on Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. First of all, thank you so much for joining us.
Brotherhood, there was
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Good to be here.
Now, Tim, I want to start with you. You previously worked at id Software on Doom. How would you say the Space Marine compares to Doom Guy?
That is
Yeah, I
a
like
good
Brotherhood
question.
a lot,
I bet many people did not know that the
Brotherhood
original
was so
Doom
good.
Guy was actually a Space Marine, inspired by an even older Space Marine, which is the Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine. So,
Really?
you know, it's really
Doom Guy
exciting
was
for
inspired
me
by-
to work on Space Marine
Warhammer.
2, you know, because it's a great franchise, and I know that it's inspired so
the
many
three
other
Assassin's Creed
video
games.
games throughout the last
Black
25, 30
Flag
years.
was awesome,
Oh,
dude.
absolutely. And there's so much lore to sift
Holy
through. And
moly.
I think this brings us to talk a little bit about the new
Odyssey?
Space Marine that you're going to get to
Yeah,
play, a
they've done some good
Primaris
stuff,
Space Marine.
man.
Oliver, talk to us a little bit
They've done some
about
good stuff.
Captain Titus and what
They
makes
get a
this
bad
class
rap
of
because
Space
their
Marine
games are
different
like
from the others. in the
really,
universe.
really open.
So the Space
and
Marine
there's
is
so
a
much stuff
brainchild
to do
of
and
the
so
Emperor,
many
the kind of
side quests
leader
and
of
things.
this
But
of humanity.
from what you're
in the
saying
grimdark
about
future.
the
He
brand
saw
new
the
one,
dangers that the
Valhalla, it
universe
makes me want
presented,
to
and
play
he
it so
created
much.
a super soldier from his own DNA. And each of these different factions, these different chapters, have different genetic traits of the Emperor. But what makes the Primaris
one?
different
It's like
is
it's
that
like
a guy named
Assassin's Creed
Belisarius
Elite or
the
something
Emperor's
like
kind
that.
of chief
The one
scientist,
where you're
went back, did some digging in the old data, and found a way to enhance the qualities that a Space Marine has by installing new devices, new kind of bio implants in their body. So now these guys are 2.5 meter tall monsters capable of destroying anything in their path.
Is that one good? Should I
It's
play
reminding
that?
me of the
I could actually
1,000
stream
times
that.
I have rewatched the
I have
Astartes
that one.
animation.
That's
It's
amazing.
so exciting. It's so exciting that we now get to be in that position to play that kind of character. And in the trailer, we saw
what
a
it's
lot
called,
of
Assassin's
Tyranids.
Creed
Are they
Elite
the main
or,
enemy that you're going to be against? And if so, what makes them such a compelling foe?
In this particular game, the Tyranids are the main focus, and what makes them compelling is that they are extragalactic locust-like creatures. They've come in from goodness knows where. They spread like wildfire.
Unity,
they devour
yeah, there you go,
everything in their
Unity.
path, and they leave nothing in
That
their
one
wake.
suck or what?
So one of the great things about the Tyranids is they come in the thousands. And our proprietary engine, the Saber
I hear
Swarm
the ones
engine,
on the PSP aren't
can
that bad.
deliver these
I hear they're
epic
good for,
battles.
like,
Now we will have
handheld
thousands
games, but not
of
like
Tyranids,
really great
and
games.
you will rip and tear through
Like
them all.
Freedom
I mean,
Cry
that
and
is so
stuff like
thrilling,
that.
'cause this is the sort of thing that
I like the one
older
where he
games
plays
couldn't
the
even
Native
hope to
American
do.
guy.
And you're talking a little bit about
The one that
combat.
had, like,
I know that some of
the,
the previous entries were more melee focused. What's the combat like in Space Marine 2?
George Washington
So the combat
DLC.
in Space Marine 2 is a mix of in-your-face melee combat,
I like that
along with some really cool over-the-top weapons.
never got
so,
through it, though.
You know, we
be a fun
looked at the original Space Marine game,
I really liked
where
it, though,
they
where you're the Native
it had a lot of
American
this
guy,
push forward combat,
Connor-
which has inspired
Connor
many other
something.
video games, but
Absolutely.
that never stop, never
it's
take
okay,
cover
okay.
combat
Yeah.
is
See, that's
integral
what-
to
that's like
Space
the
Marine
feeling
2,
I get
along
from
with these really cool, powerful weapons. So you're either tearing up enemies in front of you.
This is the type
or
of
you're blowing them
Warhammer
away
I want.
From,
Man. Just
back of the
blast
battlefield.
stuff, slash
it's
stuff,
the best of
destroy
both
everybody.
I mean, that
Give
sounds
me a good
so
story.
terrific.
Give
I
me
mean, I
a
know you guys are
cool
huge fans of
graphical
the 40K lore, so I'm
presentation,
curious
good
about,
sound
in
design.
working
Give
on
me
this
something
project,
like
what's been the
that.
most fun seeing come together? I mean, what's Saber Interactive
Prince of
focusing on
Persia
right
games,
now?
yeah.
Right at the beginning of the project, Tim and I went to the Warhammer Museum, which was an incredible experience. And you go around all these cabinets where these incredible miniatures that have been painted by these masters are arranged in these dioramas. You find yourself kind of crouching down and looking into the ranks of
I love the
Space
Prince
Marines
of
that are facing
Persia where
Tyranids or Orcs or
remember
whatever.
the Prince of
And
Persia?
something that
Remember the Prince of Persia where Dahaka, like the time, it's like the time nemesis who's coming to hunt you for messing with the timeline, and it had the freaking I stand alone. It had the freaking Godsmack song in it. Whenever he would be around, whenever he would come in the room, you'd hear. It would actually like fade in. Oh man, that game was just changing things for me.
that Tim and I said
remember
at
that
that moment was, we need to make this
Dahaka.
come
I remember
alive.
his name
I don't
to
wanna
this
look
day.
at
I
this,
didn't even have
wanna
to think
be
about it.
inside
Dahaka.
this. I want
He's
to be
like the time
gunning
nemesis.
down Tyranids by the thousands. And so seeing that
And that the
actually happen
freaking
and come
Godsmack
alive has
song
been
while he's
thrilling.
chasing you, trying
Am I
to
going
murder
to
you.
feel
That
like the
was
characters
so
in the
epic.
Astartes animation? Because if so, then I'm buying the game immediately.
Even more so, when you're wielding one of those massive weapons and you're faced with 1,000 Tyranids who want to eat you alive, and you're just
It
letting
wasn't the
rip
Sands
into
of
these
Time,
shell
I think it was
casings
called, like,
bursting
the-
out of these massive weapons one after another. The sound, the
just,
gameplay,
you better be
the way
scared.
it feels
Prince of
is
Persia,
all designed
be
to make you feel
scared.
like the most powerful warrior in the universe.
Now we gotta
Perfect.
find it.
That
'cause
answers
nobody,
everything.
Nobody knows what
Thank
I'm
you
talking
so
about.
much,
Now I'm just
Tim,
gonna
and
feel like a crazy person. I don't want to feel like a crazy person. Let's go. It's Prince of Persia Dahaka. I think I can even spell it. Okay, Prince of Persia. Dahaka. Is it Dahaka or Dahaka with just a? All right, we can go Dahaka. Song. It's gonna be great. Dahaka Chase. Here we go. Watch
New
this.
chocolate peanut butter pretzel.
It ain't chocolate peanut butter
Haagen-Dazs.
pretzels, although that would be great.
Warning, objects on screen even more refreshing than they appear. Mountain Dew Spark.
What was it from? The warrior with the room. And Dehaka would be just after you. You'd have to find like the way to swing and jump and run and get out of there in time, because he would just snatch you. He was the nemesis. Like Resident Evil has Nemesis, that giant guy who's hunting you. They had that. The Warrior Within. I'm not kidding. It would literally play I Stand Alone just with no lyrics. Every time he was around, you'd hear it start to fade in, and it would be like, oh God, no, and then dun, he'd be right there coming to get you. And he was no joke. That was a really fun game.
Oliver from Saber Interactive for joining
us. Valhalla did that DLC
Warhammer
too,
40K,
where you get enemies
Space
like
Marine 2
Dark
comes to
Souls and
PC,
Elder Ring.
PS5, Xbox
Really?
Series
Like, how
X
so?
and S soon. Now next, we have a few more surprises for you up the sleeves of our proverbial power
Trust
armor.
me, man. Play
First,
Warrior Within.
Replicant
Some of the
D6's
puzzles are
homage
tough to
golden
deal
days,
with, and the
or
controls
should I
aren't
say,
that great. I remember
golden eyes of
having
90s
trouble
console shooters, and
with the controls and
atmospheric
stuff. But
sci-fi
it was,
adventure on the Red Planet.
I played the game
Frontier
like 10
Developments
years ago.
and KyoKen Interactive. Let's take a look.
Oh, you get the big boss fights. Ooh, Yesteryear. Look, we got Yesteryear N64 style shooters. Yeah, I like this. But it's like they're starting to actually realize that games need to be swaggy, but like different, and give you a feeling. I like that. I like that I have the very 007 inspired soundtrack to it. Get lifted, Holmes. Agent 64. Wow. They were like, you know what? Forget these dudes at Nintendo. They don't know what they're doing. We gonna do it. Demo available now?
Sarah? Ryan?
Let's go.
This is Kathy. Can you hear me? Please come in.
Starfield?
Mission Opera has only one objective. Bring the Arcs and their revolutionary technology back home.
Here we go, Opera Team. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
I need to know that when we get there, you'll make the right decisions.
Why is there a floating helmet? Oh, that was her robot. I was like, why is there a floating helmet?
What do you expect
Warrior
to
Within?
find
Dude,
on
you
Mars?
gotta, I don't know. Try to find it. Deliver us Mars. Nice. Nice logo and everything. Very nicely done.
Hi, my name's Alyx Chapel, and I play Kathy Johansson in the out-of-this-world sci-fi epic Deliver Us Mars.
Oh, hi.
Join Kathy and the crew of the Zephyr on an unmissable adventure as they journey to the Red Planet to recover technology vital to the survival of Earth and humankind.
Oh, really?
Deliver Us Mars is set to land on September 27th and is available to pre-order now on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and the Epic Games Store.
Stay a while and listen.
Interesting.
To this list of games still to come, the team behind Half-Life Alyx Levitation will put their mod where their mouth is, and then it's paradox time. Not as in us creating an actual time paradox, we're going to show you the latest from Victoria 3. Plus,
Victoria
you can
3.
literally scare your entire butt off with the creeping horror of Gloomwood. All this and more in just a moment, but first, a final pop quiz for all you Valorant, CSGO, and League of Legends players. How much has esports revenue increased since 2016? Compass Data Centers wants to hear your guess, and you can scan this QR code on the screen for a chance to win a $500
Scan the
Razer
code,
gift
guys.
card.
Get your money.
Visit gaming.compassdatacenters.com to enter. Alright, and now, back to the show.
$500 Razer gift card.
Up next, we're going to take a look at Stormgate, the highly anticipated real-time strategy game from Frost Giant.
Yeah,
Then our resident
Warrior
RTS
then
addict
has
is going
him
to
on
sit
the
down
cover,
with
like
some
holding
developers
two
to ask
blades
the
like
hard-hitting
this or
questions
something. I
like,
think it's
when
him,
can we
like,
play this already?
looking super cool. From former developers of StarCraft. Storm.
2 years ago, our team assembled with a shared vision to build a brand new real-time strategy game. Together, we've been fortunate to work on some of the greatest RTS games of all time, and now we have a chance to do it again by creating the next evolution of that legacy. Today, we are so excited to share a first glimpse of Stormgate, an exclusive sneak peek into the universe and game that we've been creating for you. Stormgate takes place in an all-new post-apocalyptic setting where science fiction and fantasy collide. Our story begins hundreds of years in Earth's future, following the near extinction of humanity. This great calamity was caused by the Infernal Host, a playable alien race of demonic invaders that are hell-bent on claiming this planet as their own. With our story, we are creating an ever-expanding game universe, told through an ongoing series of campaign missions that you can play solo or cooperatively.
Very nice.
New chapters will come out regularly, along with new units, maps, modes, and plenty of other surprises. In addition to campaign missions, we're building a world-class competitive experience with grassroots and professional tournaments accessible from directly within the game. There will be different leagues suitable for all levels of experience. In our new 3-player co-op versus AI mode, you'll level up your heroes, collect rewards, and customize your forces to open up new styles of gameplay and long-term variety. Stormgate will be free to play, but not pay to win, and there will be no NFTs.
Better be ready.
Beta testing starts next year, and you can sign up now to reserve your place in line at playstormgate.com.
You might happen to know that I'm a huge fan of real-time strategy games. StarCraft is my favorite game. I've played it for 25 years. I still play it, and that's why I am so thrilled today to be talking to Frost Giant Studios. They're a group of amazing developers who have worked on literally my favorite games of all time. And we're here to talk about their brand new, free-to-play, real-time strategy game set in a post-apocalyptic Earth. It's Stormgate. And here to talk about it is the CEO and production director at Frost Giant, Tim Morton. Thanks for joining us, Tim.
Thank you so much for having me here.
I want to know about the world. I want to know about the game. Tell us, what is Stormgate?
All right, this is our first game as a new studio. And it is classic real-time strategy, but designed to be more social. We build the game in a universe that ties everything together, but provide different kinds of experiences for players who like different kinds of gameplay. So we've got cooperative campaign mode, also play open-ended co-op, but if you're somebody who really enjoys competition, we've got 1 versus 1, high skill, competitive. And those are very different ways to play in some ways, but they're also all unified by the universe, by the races, by the units. So you really get a sense for how to enjoy the game.
And I'm curious a little bit about that core gameplay, because obviously in all these modes you're going to be collecting money, building bases, building units, and so on. And I know that for you, the game feeling really good and really smooth to play is super important. Now, obviously, I come from a time where if the pathfinding is bad, we call that high skill opportunity. But I mean, how do you think about getting the controls, the motions, just the feel of the game to feel good in 2022?
Yeah, it's interesting that RTS is one of the only genres I can think of where you have to have hundreds, even thousands of units synchronized over the network and responsive in a way that high skill, like pro esports players feel good about playing the game. That's not easy. It does require custom technology. There's no engine that you buy off the shelf that does that for you. So we definitely started knowing that and having the benefit of our chief architect, James Anhalt, who did that work previously on StarCraft 2. So we've put a lot of effort into that for sure.
And this is going to be one of the first major RTSs people are aware of that is on Unreal Engine 5. What is it like working in this next generation engine?
It's pretty incredible how far things have come from a graphics perspective, and I think the art team is unlocked in so many ways by what Unreal provides. So we're very excited. We're still learning everything that Unreal can do for us, but even that first cinematic that we debuted, like, that's done in Unreal. So the high quality graphics that you're seeing are actually coming from Unreal as an engine.
So you've talked a little bit about, for new players, making the game feel a little more approachable, a little bit more streamlined, but obviously, StarCraft, real-time strategy, has this astonishingly long history as a competitive game, as an esport. And I'm curious, how is your team going to approach that?
So a lot of the emphasis around our thinking has been focused on what are things that we can add, especially around the gameplay experience. And one of those things is more seamless integration with esports. I mean, being able to sign up, participate in tournaments directly from the client in a way that gives players, even if you're not like top grandmaster, ready to take on Cyril, there's still an opportunity to be the best on your block or the best at your company or the best at your schools. So we want to facilitate esports all the way from grassroots level up to the pro level directly in the client.
So, of course, in the history of RTS games, a really important component of them has always been mods. I mean, Warcraft 3, there's players that didn't even play the original game. They just did custom mode after custom mode. Does Stormgate have modding? How are you thinking about the modding community?
A number of members of the Frost Giant team
I don't know about
came out of the modding community. The
All
team
I'm
as a
telling you
whole
is,
is very
like,
passionate about it.
it's
From the
definitely a
outset,
game
we
that,
started
had
out applying
some
resources to
epicness
build
to
a custom
it,
editor.
and
I
something
think
that I
there's a lot of
recommend playing
opportunity to make
if you
improvements to
have
the
a way.
editing experience for RTS. We are also working on the infrastructure for people to be able to share their mods with each other. So it's really core to us as a team to enable modding, and we're absolutely working on it.
And of course, we have to end with my favorite question of all. When can we play the game and how do we play it, Tim?
So we are going to start our beta in 2023. We already have a site stood up at playstormgate.com to be able to register for the beta. We have a lot of active discussion topics on our subreddit as well, so there's an opportunity to participate in the dialogue around what we're building.
Tim, thank you so much for joining us again today. We just got a chance to talk about Stormgate, the upcoming free-to-play RTS from Frost Giant Studios. I'm personally super pumped to play it, and be sure to check it out at playstormgate.com. Now, Tim, I'm going to do a transition to the next game. Are you ready? This is going to be good. Watch this. It's going to be so sick. Next, we're going to show you Leysara, Summit Kingdom from Quite OK Games. Now, as someone who has spent a medically inadvisable amount of time playing strategy games of all sorts, this looks incredibly up my alley. And it looks a lot safer than my last attempt to create society in the mountains. 2 words, Tim, yodeling accident. Let's check it out.
What the heck? Here we go. Next up. Great. Smart place to put a city. Oh, start over. Probably lost here an almost entire population, but yeah, just go ahead, start over. You'll be alright. Wow, look at this place. Whoa! Dudley likes to speed. Let's see Dudley dancing around. Leysara, Summit King. What's this? Hercules? Disney's Hercules, The Quest. Alright, Backinson, thanks for hanging out, man. I saw Sean Spears. Dude, Sean Spears is in this game? Sean Spears can fly like an eagle into the future. Frozen Flame. It's funny that there's a guy I used to rap with. name, Frozen Flame.
That was Frozen Flame, an open-world survival RPG from
the name
Dreamside
of a guy I
Interactive.
used to rap
You'll
with.
embark on a fantasy adventure in a
Frozen
world
Flames.
reshaped
It was
by a
actually
magical
Frozen
calamity.
Flames,
A
like
cursed land
plural.
full of environmental hazards and massive monsters doesn't sound like the kind of place you'd want to build a cozy home with
Randy
your friends.
Bodes.
But instead, you'll be raising fortresses and trying to tame the world, eventually growing tough enough to tackle the citadel
Tough
that
enough?
looms over everything
Wait a
and break
minute.
the
Does
curse.
she know something?
Or you'll end up in the belly of a monster. Still kind of cozy. The demo for Frozen Flame was released just before the show, so you can jump in or grab some co-op buddies and see how long you can survive for right now. And keep an eye out for the early access launch later this year.
Moving into the gaming show in-game here. Wonder what they got. How are they gonna cap off the show? World premiere. Let's see what they got.
If you could listen to the noise of history, then you would hear by the sounds of the Victorian age that the world changed forever.
This PC show feels
the
long.
roar
Yeah. I
of the
mean,
engines,
well, it's PC though.
the bangs
They
from
got
new
everything.
factories,
They got everything
and
the
the cries
consoles
in the
have, and then
streets,
some.
calling out
You know?
for revolution. In Victoria 3,
They basically
we
have
simulate
everything that
this
consoles
era.
have besides like the
100
super
years, starting in
duper exclusive stuff,
1836,
and then
and put you
even
in
more on
charge
top
of
of
a
that.
young
So, yeah.
society. You will meet
Russia,
the
you
people
saw it?
back
Russia.
then, high and low, over cultures across the globe. They are the beating heart of your nation and form powerful groups with needs and desires. Listen to their calls and let it influence reform, or turn a deaf ear to protect what is proven and stable. Your politics will decide where you want to go, but your economy, how far you'll come. Taxes, production, trade, and construction. Play these cards right, and you can harness the Industrial Revolution to turn your cities into titans. This is the engine you will need on the global stage. Use pacts, threats, and bluffs to secure your place in the sun. Anything done by war can be achieved with diplomacy. But you can decide when push comes to shove. Here you write the stories, and over time, the history of your world will be carved into the map. What will your society be like? What is the sound that will echo over continents and be heard over the noise of time as you create your grand tomorrow?
Hey. Maybe Mezzi's gonna play that.
That was the gameplay
Maybe
debut
I'm gonna
of
play that.
Victoria 3 from
Who
Paradox
knows?
Interactive, a grand
I
strategy
really
game
like that
coming
one
later this year.
gangster
And let
sim.
us take
What
this
was that
moment
called?
to let you
guys
know you
remember
can
I
wish
played
us
that gangster
Victoria 3
sim?
by
What's it
visiting
called?
the
Like
PC
the
Gaming Show event page on Steam, where you'll be able to find every
Grandson
game
or something
featured
like
in
that?
today's
What is
show.
it called?
Type
Oh, man, I can't remember.
pcgaming.com/wishlist into your browser to be taken straight to there. And now on with the show.
I can't remember. I played it. It was like it was a game kind of like that, but it's more like gangster influenced. Oh, here we go. Huh. Punch to the beat. Oh, I like the beat. Ultra kill. Act 2. I like the beat. Look at this! What the heck? They got some cool looking games here. New blood.
What's up, PC gamers?
So all
We're
that's
back
included,
again.
or what?
Now, what you just saw was everything New Blood's got going on
Oh,
for
okay,
2022.
okay. I was about to
A
say,
Medieval
you
to
get
Black
all that in
Labyrinth,
one game? I'm
Ultra
down.
Kill Act 2, Faith, Fallen Aces, and a brand new update for Dusk that's bringing all new HD models and weapons that nobody asked for. So we're doing it anyway. Now, last year you might have noticed we teased a bunch of games here that we weren't ready to talk about just yet. And we're still not ready to talk about those games. But I want to let you know that yes, we're still working on a top-down shooter. Yes, we're still working on a Fallout-style RPG, my dream game. And yes, we're still working on a car combat game. But we're not ready to talk about those games just yet. What I want to talk about is Gloomwood. Now, 2 years ago, y'all straight up forgot to show the Gloomwood trailer. Last year, you bumped me so Gabe Newell could talk about a bunch of demos or some shit. This year, PC Gamer, you promised we would get to show Gloomwood, so I don't want to hear any bullshit. If you're on a Steam Deck ad right now or some shit, I'm gonna...
Oh, God.
Powerful, portable PC gaming.
PC Gamer, you see this puppy?
Aww.
I will drown this puppy. I will, if you don't let us show Gloomwood, I am going to drown this adorable... I would never do that.
Oh, okay, good.
I love you. So yeah.
Okay, I was about to say.
We good?
Come on.
No. Can we show Gloomwood?
Come on.
Are you sure?
Leave the puppy alone.
Well, all right.
Actually thinking of buying
It's about
Stream
time.
Deck. I hear it's pretty good. I hear it's pretty good, but like, why would you use it though? Do you spend a lot of time away from home where you're gonna be needing to play games or needing to be entertained? What's this? This is the game he's talking about, Gloomwood? Looks kind of old school.
Hello.
That's not a bad thing though.
I had hoped for us to meet at my estate. No matter.
Dude, we're about to
I
find
can
out.
guarantee you're safe.
The
and
Pac-Man cheese.
a promise few others here can make. The townsfolk are not fond of outsiders. Don't delay.
I'm going to go to Francis. I just take it with me. That's a good idea, actually. I hear it's fairly powerful. I hear it can do stuff at like medium settings. Nothing over the top. I hear it can do things at basic like medium graphics and the screen. Like you probably won't be able to tell much of the difference because of how big the screen is. I heard it's pretty good.
I'll be waiting.
Look, even the rat was hype.
There's
That looked
only
pretty okay,
one
man.
thing
It
I
looked
like
like
more
a-
than playing New Blood's
kind
games.
of an old school,
and that's probably the URLs they make for them. It wouldn't be a PC gaming show without the
adventure game,
silliest, most ridiculous website names in human
Clean,
history. Which is why I'm delighted to share that next, we have a group of such games that run the gamut from medieval mayhem to an adorable animal fight club. And our first rule, we absolutely plan to talk about it.
World premiere again? World premiere. Look at this. Yo, we got mad world premieres tonight. You guys can't tell me I'm not bringing the heat. I stay bringing the heat. You can call me the sun. I don't know. You can call me the heat. I don't know. I stay bringing the heat.
Corrupted what? Why is it always doing this just when I need to showcase the game? Okay, I'm gonna take that. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yes, I have.
The update to System 10.1.1 will provide a clean sorting of all your files and ensure that situations like this won't ever happen.
Oh, no, nobody's updating me. That's the thing. Nope, haha, thank you, but we'll pass. Okay, so I
977.
do have a backup of the trailer. While I go rummage into the bin for it, please
Let me spend
welcome my
time
personal
following
assistant.
here.
That will do a
Right, so
great
there's
job
no
at
point to
pitching the
even
game for
full
you.
setup. I see you. Do you have a Switch though? You don't like Nintendo games or what?
How cool I am in the story and how
Come on, come on. What about Nintendo?
about me.
Firewall is instead. Wait. Better OS that doesn't want to update. Well, maybe it should.
found it. Ah, ladies and gentlemen, the
They're
trailer.
not really games I enjoy. I feel you on that.
Okay,
Just
who
really not
had the
interested in a
amazing
lot of
idea to save the trailer
main-
back up at 14.4 pixels?
The main,
Do we have any ants working for us? What?
The main floor of Nintendo games. Although I really do want to play that Metroid. What's it called? Metroid Dread? I want to play Metroid Dread. But besides that, I don't know, man. I'm just not that interested. Maybe like Zelda a little bit.
Depends on their ability
It's not overly
to
interested.
rule the city.
Or I also want to play Luigi's Mansion
and to learn. Oh, if only it were that easy.
Smash Bros would be cool, I guess. Oh god, you'll get stabbed up. There are some games, but it's like, gosh, man. I need more than like 3 games to buy a whole console. Yeah, you could transfer your Steam library and stuff. Like, yeah, it seems like a much better idea to get a Steam Deck if you're not really into the Nintendo stuff. They're almost the same type of setup, but... Oh, get stabbed in your freaking cheek. Norland.
I don't know what you're up to, fuzzball, but back
Sport
off!
game, yeah, okay. Oh, combos.
At the end of
Yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I would love to play that. I'd love to play the Zelda games. I'd love to play Luigi's Mansion, Metroid Dread. I guess that's like 4 games. I just feel like that's not enough. You need to have enough games. Oh, yo, you get hit with that Akuma kick. Especially for me, because I don't really leave the house too much, so it's like, them's fighting herds. There's a DLC that's free now. I never even knew that the game existed. There's a DLC. I put most Switch hours on multi. Oh, you played that Marvel game? It's not fair, man. I'm telling you, if I had the cashola, like completely cashola, I would absolutely consider it. That's cool though. Who's your favorite character in that game? This looks like that game I played. Remember that game I played? It looked a lot like this. Oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called. It was a game like that where you slash stuff up. It's very Dark Souls.
That was the latest DLC for
You
Quarry,
dash around.
the sandbox survival
because you
sim
have
from
to check
Fireshine Games and Pugstorm. The Sunken Sea biome update is available on June 15th for all
Yeah,
Core Keeper
seen it.
players. Now we
I
have even
heard
more
they worked on
twists
that,
and
Team
turns
Ninja.
and trailers, so press enter to continue. Did you press it? I'm gonna go ahead and assume you pressed it.
It's
No, but
Randy
seriously, press
Bodes.
it.
Great.
Life can be harsh everywhere. But in the old world, there was no hope
Dude,
that
the
ever
PC game show is bringing us some really cool looking games.
When our crops failed, the ruling class would still collect the same share, leaving our children to starve. And if we had any coin to our name, the taxman would appear, demanding it for the crown.
Thor?
Nobles hid behind the safety of their walls and did nothing when raiders
Why
pillaged the
Thor, though?
outskirts of the city.
It's the best attacks, or
And so, some of us decided that it was time to leave. That we'd rather take
so
our
your
chances
favorite
in
even
the
outside of
wilderness,
the game?
seeking the promise of a new land, than starve to death in our homeland. The journey wasn't easy. We lost many along the way.
He's a great tank.
This wild, unsettled land offers us the hope of a new start, as the masters our own destiny.
The farthest frontier. Actually, saw this pop up on my recommended earlier. Farthest frontier. Spherical, welcome back, man. You're catching the. I would say they're kicking it up a notch. This is the end of the PC gaming showcase. Lake here. Goblins with a Z.
What is below is destined to be understood. Our life depends on the whims of the weather. Our life is tied to this earth.
The water we harvest, the plants we grow, the air we filter. Any waste would be fatal to our survival.
We must learn to live in harmony with this world. For too long, we have wandered without purpose.
Captain America, Doctor Strange.
From now on, our city will be a source of hope.
Cap is also fun. Is that who you're hoping to play as in Midnight Suns? Is Captain America even in Midnight Suns? Dude, is there a freaking Hurt Business Captain America in Midnight Suns? Ooh, I want to see that. The black and gold
To
cap.
understand our world,
Ooh.
we must explore it.
Dude, does that exist?
We must find the tablets.
Strange might be the
Seeds
worst
of knowledge
character.
that bind all the elements
Oh,
together.
That's nuts.
To build our survival.
But is he good
To build
to
our
like
city. To live happily.
work with others? Is he good to like build synergy? Synergy! Does he build synergy with other people in the game? Nice. Thank you, game. Synergy. Does he have good synergy where he can like set up his moves to build?
Welcome to Icarus,
Be
Prospector.
super powerful with other people.
The
He should be
planet
the
we
most
almost
powerful
lost,
though. Freaking
then
Sorcerer
found a reason
Supreme.
to stay.
Man, I really despise when they make stuff like that. Like, the guy should be
Take it
smashing.
from me. This place.
He is
wants
in
you
Midnight
dead.
Suns.
But we've made progress.
That sounds epic.
Learned the lay of the land. How to use Icarus to our advantage.
Yeah, does
Our friends at the UDA.
maybe they
are
made
offering
Doctor
up a
Strange
slice,
kind of weak because
a
he's supposed to
whole new
work with other
terrain.
people, but that doesn't make
If
any
you
sense because
learn,
he's just so
build,
good.
and survive. Maybe, just
Really
maybe,
awesome, underrated
there's a
Twitch
future
streamer.
here.
You know, I agree with that, but you're really awesome for just being here, man. You guys are awesome.
Think you got what it takes?
Thanks for hanging out with me. Up. Oh, geez. Wow, that's a game over. Icarus Sticks map pack, free DLC out now. Get smashed in incredible style.
In the rich tapestry of the PC gaming
Download
community,
now. Get
modders
murdered
are one of
real
the most
quick.
inspiring
Don't you
subcultures.
wanna get murdered
In fact,
quicker?
some of the most
Download
popular
now.
genres today started as PC gaming mods. Right now, modders Sean FMP1 Snelling and Corey Latto are making something incredibly special in the form of an ambitious mod for Half-Life Alyx. It's
Here we
called
go. They're finally going to
Levitation.
show it to us.
It's an original 4 to
They've
5
been
hour
hyping this
campaign
up
that
all night.
builds on
This
Valve's
better be good.
original VR game, Half-Life Alyx. With Alyx searching for a pair of rebels gone rogue, they've discovered a strange floating building in Sector X and decided to investigate it, against orders, obviously, and now it's your turn. Let's go back to the world of Gordon, G-Man, and Alyx with this exclusive gameplay footage.
You hyped it up all show long. Let's find
Alyx,
out.
according to this old resistance map, there's a control room somewhere outside the building you're in. Sorry if that's vague. The
It's a
map was
VR
drawn
game,
using
by the way.
somebody's
You gotta have
blood.
VR to play this. I've heard this is one of the best, if not the best, VR game of all time. So, I mean, not that means much. VR hasn't really been breaking incredible ground for a while. But man. Of course the fans had to mod the game because you guys don't care. Oh, look at that. It's a cool reload. Oh! That's an extremely good graphics for a VR game. Dude, we're busting caps in VR. Give me that. Take them. I'll open this. Take that. Take that.
Alyx, I'm detecting an incredibly large energy signature up ahead. It's probably Gordon Freeman, and not anything bad at all. Definitely, probably Gordon Freeman.
Okay, so the plan is to get to that control room and get Gordon.
Oh boy.
You got VR, Temezi? Oh, look! I saw the guy. There's the guy. When they first advertised Half-Life 2. Yo, come on now. Shoot your foot. Oh, ooh. He collapsed like that guy we just fought on Elden Ring. Got his leg taken. Oh, Splatterhouse. You do have
Crowded
VR.
down here, Russ.
What do you think about it? What's your favorite game that you've played on there so far? I feel like VR is so far off that it's just like it's a pipe. Run, jump, go. That's some pretty good level design here, I must say. Ouch. New Hitman was good. Oh yeah! I forgot about that. Yeah, the new Hitman. Forgot about that. Mad caps. Throw it at him. Oh goodness. I'm not gonna shoot you through a plastic porta potty? Ouch. That dude got extra blasted. Oh, hey.
Nice.
That giant scoop. Oh, good thing. Good thing you looked at that first.
Steady.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's how you defuse it? That's pretty cool. This is looking awesome. It's looking pretty good. on, man. You gotta find like a little space you can bust the cap. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Dude, get lit up. Oh, it's a giant, like, spider thing. Ouch. Dude, almost destroyed.
3 cells left.
That's so cool.
Oh boy.
Dude. It's crazy that there are people who are adding on to a game.
Well, folks, this is the end.
Like that.
We've learned a lot today about ourselves, about computers, about genetically engineered space marines. And with so many games on the way, there has truly never been a better time to be part of the PC gaming community.
Over the course of the last 2 hours, we saw games from developers all over the world, and we wanted to thank everyone who tuned in to watch the show. All the developers who shared their work with us, and of course, all of the partners for their help bringing the PC gaming show to life.
Indeed, remember to tip your servers, install your firmware updates, and tell me if you know where to find a 3090 Ti. Tell me immediately. Anywhere you can find one, let me know. And of course, a warm thanks to you again for joining us at this year's PC Gaming Show. It's something I look forward to every year,
Bodes,
and
man.
we're thrilled that you joined us again. See you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.
That's not the end, is it? This guy got killed last year. He's fine now?
This is the official PC Gaming Show 2022 pre-show. It's the live show before the pre-recorded show. Go to the start. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Replenish your potions and let's do it again. This is the first time. But before I spiral further into my concerns, here's even more. All right, one more time. You just saw Demon School from Welsh developer. You want perfect? Watch this. Chart. So now they're all rested up. Let's enjoy a slice of that cyberpunk life. Experience we skipped the whole line. We accidentally the whole line. We have come to the end of our show at long last. With so many, I saw my spit fly out, and I hope I didn't get you, man.
Oh, good.
And also, I ate a Snickers, so I want to make sure there's no just chocolate in my teeth.
3090 costs $2,000. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Because the supply is crazy right now. Supply of everything is crazy right now. It's ridiculous.
Chocolate in my mouth.
The 5.5 gigahertz Core i9 12900KS
and it's about to
with
get
32
even
gigabyte
worse,
of
man.
DDR.
It's basically over.
Doing so
we're
well.
living in a sweet spot, and
God,
it's not
there
even
were so many numbers all at once.
And game reveals to share with you, which
It's
would
about
only
to
mean
be
one thing.
horrible. I'm
It's
glad
countdown.
you live there, Temezi, man. 'Cause I'm glad that my daughter got a full ride scholarship for college, and
It's
I'm
not
glad
a heart
that
attack,
you
it's
don't
just a
live in the
burp.
United States.
All right,
It's
I'm
just
going to
over.
do the take. It's gonna happen. Maybe.
It's over.
I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this.
Get ready to overclock your eyeballs because this next trailer is coming in hotter than my computer with more than 3 Chrome tabs open. If you're getting your game with a seatbelt, then strap in because this next trailer goes from 0 to 100 real quick. And I
5
just
left
got off the
in
phone with my
stores.
doctor
Maybe I
and he was
should
like,
buy
exclusive
one
gameplay
now
levels are
and
critically
sell it
low.
triple in a
And I
couple
want to
months.
fix that like immediately.
Good luck, though.
I had no idea where
The dollar
going.
bill
It's
is
the
about
first
to
time I'd seen
plummet
any
so
of those
hard.
words, but I
You know,
just
maybe you'll even get more than that. Dollar bill is about to plummet so hard. Do you
This
know?
read is insane. I was like, cry.
We printed